Good afternoon, YouTube family. You see, I decided I want to go live for a little bit. And plus, hey, this sure is a beautiful day out here. But don't you worry, in a few moments, well, it'll be spring. Like, because, we're all tired of this cold, cold weather. Well, yes, you see, it's still kind of cold where I'm from, and it's still kind of chilly out here. Well, not too chilly. The sun is out, but at least it's gonna be a beautiful day. So, Lydia, you tell me that your birthday is tomorrow, huh? Well, that's great. And how old are you gonna be? How young you're gonna be? You know how Chopper is. Wherever he sees something, he barks. Well, I don't know what he saw, but yes, it is. And I am turning 25. Dang, I'm 25. Yeah, I'm 25. I'm about to be. I'll be 26 in a few months. Yeah, I turned 26 in August. Wow. You know, 2024. It started out pretty good so far, but what I'm saying. Like every year brings every year brings new surprises. And hey, whatever the new year comes with surprises, and you never know what they have in store for us. Because hey, as you might see on that last live stream I did, like you say, like everybody makes learn from your learn from your mistakes. Well, it's like I said, like everybody makes mistakes. At the end of the day, mistakes turn into lessons. At the end of the day, that's hey, it's all part of life. We live, and we learn. We live and learn. That's how life goes. Like, hey, if we didn't if we didn't learn life lessons, how will we know not to do next time? And think of it this way: if the world didn't make any mistakes, how we learn what not to do next time? Because, like I said on some few videos, everybody makes mistakes. Because that's how you learn what not to do. You know, gee, in 2023, 2023 has been a crazy year for me. But you see, I was like, I was like so happy when I got to my part. Like, I was so happy what happened when I was doing stuff on Cash App. But I can't tell you what happened. But let's just say I learned a very good lesson on that one. Like, some people like that, like like how Twitter is, like when people Cash App you, but then suddenly all of it was a scam. The next thing I knew, the sugar daddy, he was trying to scam me with all the cash I got. Like, well, I didn't know. Like when you send somebody and they send you cash, the next thing you do, you're gonna have to charge a fee. Mm-mm. So yeah, that's what I learned from that so far. I learned that there's no such thing as fast money. If you want to make the cash, you gotta you gotta learn it the hard way. Hey, Chopper, here's little Chopper here. Did you get you a good exercise? You see, and there's another thing what happened. You see, I was I was like having a good time, like chatting with that woman right there. I didn't know. I don't need my money to put on cash. Put on cash is a bit dangerous. Let's see. Lydia says, I don't need my money put on a cash. That's a bit dangerous. Hmm. Well, that's exactly true. I believe that's something that everybody can learn. There's no such thing as fast money. Sometimes you gotta have to work for it. But still, like, come here, boy, come here. but anyway, yeah. What I'm saying is like a 2020, 2023 has been a really rough year for me. Anyway, well, you see, on Facebook while I was chatting with this woman, who I thought she was real, but it turned out she was a she was a hack. But then suddenly she almost exposed me on she almost exposed me on Instagram. Dang. So yeah, I was like, well, we live and we learn. Yep, hey, that's how it is in life. Like, we all make mistakes. Well, everybody makes mistakes. That's a part of learning what not to do next time. Because yeah, in life we can take mistakes as a lesson learned. Well, it's like I heard in the songs. Yeah, yeah, Lydia. Yeah, Lydia. I'm telling you. Well, I can't tell you exactly what really happened, but I could tell you one thing. It won't happen again. And my life was, and my life was about to be terrible too. And you see, yeah, like I said, and at the end of the day, at the end of the day, mistakes turn into lessons. If you know what I'm saying, you see, I had to learn the stuff the hard way when it comes to meeting some fake accounts. But now, as you may know, with the fake accounts, you see, they actually taught you. But you know something? They actually taught you something. Like uh, for example, like don't believe everything you see, or don't believe everything you hear. I believe that's something we can all learn about this. Well, this whole social media thing is kind of dangerous. This whole social media thing today is really dangerous for this generation now. Like people are so wrapped up with their social media, they forgot to learn the true meaning of the real world that's ahead of us. It's like this, like let me shoot. When I, Lydia, when we were kids, we didn't have social media. We just walk, we just play outside, and yep, we just played outside to the day when till it gets dark, and when it's time to, and we played outside again till it's time to take a bath. That's what we used to do back in the days when we were kids. Yeah. And also, when I was a little guy, I didn't have TikTok. But as you see now, I deleted my TikTok account. Well, it's like this. I don't need TikTok to have a good life. I'm just having a good life for what I'm doing now. Like, I mean, yes, I still got Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, but I don't post a lot on. I don't really post much on Twitter, and I don't post a lot of stuff on Instagram either, because I'm still learning the true meaning of moving with silence. 'Cause, that's something what people can learn from it, like moving with silence. Because if we don't move it with silence, then people could be like, "Oh yeah, we saw that on Instagram." yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Hang on, I'll be right back. And now, as you may know, hold on. Depression. Back in my day, we didn't have it. Back in my days, we didn't have depression. Back in my days, we didn't have depression. Depression. Shoot. But as you can see now, as you can see now. But now, as you can see now, excuse me. Okay, Lydia says that I deleted TikTok like last year too. It it was too much. I was too much on it. Ah, yes, TikTok addict. Well, you see, I deleted my TikTok account because, you know, I did try a few TikTok videos, but it turned out that TikTok wasn't for me. So that's why I deleted mine. So yeah, it wasn't really for me. So it's like this, like so I asked myself so I asked myself this question. So yeah, I asked myself this, like, why waste my time on TikTok when you're having a good time on YouTube and stuff like that? And I was like, huh, you know what? And I said, you know what? I'm gonna delete TikTok. Okay, I'm back here. Well, yeah, I had to let Chopper inside. You know, he was getting kind of lonely out there. Isn't that right, little man? Remember well, here he is. Once again. Look at this little guy. Isn't it adorable? Yeah, you know, Chopper, he just want to run around and go outside. Because, you know, he loves getting his energy. He loves his energy. And, you know, Chopper, he loves to get some energy. But, you know, I'll be right back, y'all. Okay, y'all. Oh, I also like to make an announcement right here, too. I forgot to tell you. Well, during the Friday of this week here, yep, during this Friday, we're gonna be playing we're gonna be playing a trivia game called Lyrically Correct, a music trivia game with the '90s and 2000s hip hop and R&B edition. And I think that some people know, and there's some people who don't know what it is. But I'll explain the rules whenever I do this here. Because you know, let me tell you this: like the '90s and early 2000s hip hop, they were they were a hit back in the days. You see, I go on the radio and listen to every one of them. 'Cause, you know, the the old school R&B were had a real meaning of love, unlike the new R&B these days. Yeah, unlike the new R&B. I mean, yes, the old R&B has a real meaning of love and a real meaning of beats too, and dancing. I remember when you know, I remember when I first listened to R&B, and shoot, those were great times right there. And same thing with the '90s hip hop, like with Ja Rule and the others. You see, back then they didn't talk about like depression and like back then they didn't talk about anything. They didn't talk about girls, and they didn't talk about like girls or killing each other, and they didn't even talk about and they didn't even talk about you know, you know. depressions and suicide. That's how it used to be back. That's how it was back in the days, right there. Man, so back in the day stuff was really fun. And I'm pretty sure they got some here that you might know. It's like this. When it comes down to it, do you really know the lyrics? Lyrically correct. It's the game is to see who truly knows the lyrics to some of the hottest songs. But don't sing it though, because due to a copyrighted reasons. All right. So hey, that's it for my announcement of today. So I'll see y'all there. Peace out.